So most guys these days, they want to be a masculine gentleman. But the problem is they don't know how to balance the two. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to balance masculinity and being a gentleman. You can be a classic gentleman and adapt the classic traits of Sean Connery as Bond, or just in general. He was pretty much living the Bond lifestyle in his normal life too, at a certain point. Or you can go modern day gentleman like Chris Hemsworth. He's pretty cool and sophisticated, and he rocks the drums now, so check him out. He's pretty sick. He was playing with Parkway Drive. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into today's video where I teach you guys how to become a masculine gentleman. Let's get it. But first, let's get some coffee. So it all starts from here. When you first get up, you want to set yourself a wake-up time that gives yourself enough time to get ready for the day. And a true gentleman wakes up before everyone else does and gets a head start on the day. Have an alarm clock, or the modern day gentleman uses a phone. If you're a classic gentleman, you can use a classic alarm clock like that thing over there. It's a little bit more modern, but it's still a little bit more classic than this. Now, another thing that a classic gentleman has is a nice robe and cowboy hat. But seriously, a nice robe to wear right when you get up. Something that makes you feel good, makes you feel like you're being hugged in a warm embrace. Now, a true gentleman plans, because they do say if you fail to plan, then you fail to succeed. I think that's how it goes, but anyway. So this is my planning book here. I'll let you in on some secrets that I did in the past. But we're just going to pay attention to the format. I want to give you this. You map out on one side hourly. You can even go half to the half hour. Everything that you need to do, and this is mapped out the previous night. So when you wake up in the morning, this is ready to go. You just follow this as a mapping to what you need to do throughout the day. And then you don't really need to think about it, because you only have a certain amount of good decisions that you can make throughout the day. Once you use a certain amount of decisions, then you start to really trail off on your effectiveness, so to speak. So here we have real hustles. That's basically what you're trying to do throughout the day, your goals, and then the game plan, motherfucking game plan. You got to do these to reach the goals. And then the victories of a hustler. This is the victory stuff that you do. All the victories through the day. But yeah. And it never hurts to have a very nice pen to do all this with. So music is a very masculine and gentlemanly thing to do. So here are my babies right here. So it's good to learn an instrument. You can choose guitar, you can sing, you can play piano, and it's really good for the brain. It challenges your brain, and it actually gives you more cognitive function, which is super important to be both masculine and a gentleman. And obviously we have weights. Weights are super important. And they're good. It's good to have some where, you know, you wake up first thing, you can just grab these and get a quick pump going and get ready for the day. It just wakens up the body, gives you some endorphin rush, and then, you know, this is where the masculinity comes in. You get a pump in, you work on the physique, you just get your body moving first thing, and then you can make better decisions. and go from there. This is where you get ready for the day and you present your best self forward. Now, in here, I want to call this my tools of the trade for the modern to classic gentleman. This is where classic masculinity comes. This is where classic gentlemanly tools come in. And this is a very enjoyable process for me, and if you give it a chance, I know you'll like this too. This is called a safety razor. The best tool to shave with, by far, if you know how to use it. This has been used by gentlemen for hundreds of years. It's quite a thing, and I'm glad we still have them today. I don't think they're ever going to go out of style, because once you use it, you never go back. There's some days where, the alarm doesn't go off, or you sleep in a little bit and you wake up and you're like, shit, I need to get going really quick. And for those days, electric razor's okay. But for most days, this is what you're going to see me doing. As for the skin, after you're done shaving, I have a hydrating solution here, another one here, and then just a simple moisturizer with some protection. And then the real thing that sets you apart are your fragrances. Now this is just timeless, and it's just proper manners. Get yourself some good scents. I'm giving away my top secret scents right here for the viewers, so you're welcome. But we got 2 boss scents here. We got the scent. You know it's good when it's called the scent. And then we have the silver cap. That's what I call it. I don't know what else it's called. It just has a silver cap. But yeah, you get that. And this little secret thing, I'm not gonna show you. You might recognize from the bottle, but I'm not gonna show you exactly what that is. This is a grounding oil. I'll put this on my wrists, and then it makes the women just flock to you. I don't know what it is about it, and for the modern day grooming, I am not sponsored by them yet, but Manscaped, best in the business. This'll trim the body hairs, and it doesn't hide that definition you get in the gym. So you work hard in the gym, you want to be able to show that shit off, so why not? You only live once. Or if you're James Bond, you only live twice. You can use this oil. It's just a beard oil. It softens and gives your facial hair a nice scent. And if you have a mustache, you can smell it a bit once you put it on. This one's like sandalwood or whatever it is. It's very woody. It smells amazing. So if you want the exact one that I use, just send me a message. I'll hook you up. When it comes to grooming, for the classic to modern day gentleman, it's just good manners to look good. It's good manners for other people, and it's a sign of self-respect to make yourself look good and feel good and smell good. If you need recommendations, I got you covered. Just send me a message and let me know what kind of scents, if you like sweet or citrus or wood. I'll set you up with some good scents. I got all the good ones right up here. So you may have some questions still. What about this makes the masculine gentleman? And it's all about embracing the things that inspire you and really make you want to get up in the morning, because a lot of the times, even the guys that have crazy lives, they'd be like, damn, like why would he be depressed? You'd be surprised. You need to be proud of the setup you have, all the things you do to get ready in the day, all the tools that you use to get shit done, and embrace who you are. That's the key. Embrace your individuality, and if you like something, then the most masculine thing you can do is do it and start those trends. Let's get into the wardrobe and things that you can put on and you can fit in anywhere. You can go into a nice restaurant. You can go into a not so nice restaurant like McDonald's. You can go anywhere. You'll go to the beach. Nobody will think twice. They'll just think you're Bond, James Bond. So let me show you some pieces that I have and why they're good and where you could get away with wearing them, where they're best worn. Let's do this. If it's a warm day, very hot, warm summer day, I recommend this set. So this is a linen set, and this is kind of modern. I think of the old money vibe when I look at this set here. Or if you're going for something where it's not necessarily as hot out, so you want to wear long pants and something nice, then what I have on right now is probably a good example. So right here I have a nice polo shirt, very Bond-like. Collar, it's form-fitting, so it's not too loose. That's the key. If you get a shirt that's too loose, it doesn't do your physique well, especially when you have a decent one. You want something that hugs the physique and shows off what you've been working on in the gym, and it serves you right. And then we got some pants here, very nice. These are active chinos. Probably never heard of these things. They're pretty unique pants. If you message me, I can direct you where to get a pair of these exact pants. And these are very business-like. You can do a business meeting in these. And also, you can work out in them. Hence the active part. But yeah, this is one of my favorite pieces right here. I got various shades of the same shirt, various shades of the same pants. I kind of live my life like Einstein. I try to pick the similar clothes, but different colors, slightly different styles, something for other occasions, other temperatures. But you want to keep it simple, but effective. So there's some clothes ideas for you, very quick. This is my station that I sit at, and it's got a nice light here. It's stuff to think about. Got a nice light for the ambiance. You got the fan. You got outside. Look at that. Flowers and shit. The key to being a gentleman is keeping things simple. That's why I'm trying to find things to show you and teach you about becoming a gentleman. But it's really keeping things simple. Even to the words you speak. I often overcomplicate and go into things. I feel like I need to go into depth in a lot of things and keep going. And that's something I'm working on. Keeping that simple, because you can put a point across with very few words if you use them effectively. So I'm saying it right now. That's something I'm working on. And I hope this video comes out nice and I don't ramble on too much, but I feel like I am, so, it's good. It's good. As a masculine gentleman, we always need things to work on. And with that being said, writing. That's something that's failing these days. Writing letters to people. 'Cause in a world full of technology and email shit, we are forgetting how to write. If you really want to get into writing and really hone that, get yourself a fountain pen. Because it's very classic gentleman. Now, after you get some work done, obviously, you got a little pump in the bedroom with the weights, but it's not enough. You gotta hit the gym sometime. And once you get in the gym, I recommend 5 days a week. You have 2 days off. Try to split those days off, not back to back, but have a day in between those days off. But you got to get to the gym. And then we're in the kitchen, which leads you to, once you get the work done, You can reward yourself. It's very masculine to put off something that you're craving and something your body needs for later on in the day. And then you can enjoy that once you get a bit of work done. So that leads you to food. You get your food in, you get your protein in, get some protein in before the gym. I'd recommend eat a little bit of protein before the gym. Then once you come back from the gym, you can have a bigger meal, get some creatine in, and it's good for the brain, good for everything. Don't listen to the studies. They say it makes your hair fall out and bullshit. I still got tons of hair, so I've been taking it for a while. So now we're at the part of the day where you need to wind down and get ready for bed, because your success the next day starts when you get set up for bed and you're starting to wind down. So a good wind down activity that I recommend is get your nice pen out, and this is where we come back to your planning book. I was talking about planning in the evening, and you plan out the next day. After you write this down, you put it back down, put your pen there so you know where it is. You have a designated spot for everything. You might have noticed that everything has its spot and it's in its place. And that's the key to being a masculine gentleman. Having a sense of minimalism, as well as having everything in its own place, organized, in order to be the most effective in your life and what you're doing. This video is basically how you balance the two in the way of forming your habitat and your surroundings to just naturally be masculine and being a gentleman, which being masculine is basically just being able to provide for yourself, provide for others, be effective in life. And being a gentleman is how you portray yourself to the world, smelling good, being groomed up, being able to make a nice cup of coffee, and enjoy the luxuries, the simple luxuries that don't really need to cost that much in life. So, after you write down the things that you need to do for the next day, you can sit down and watch a low stimulating show and just turn down the lights and relax. And that's where this video ends. So guys, if you like this, follow the channel, subscribe, put a thumbs up, because I like to see the amount of people that like these videos, so I can follow the trend and make more of them and allow you guys to be more masculine and gentlemanly. So without further ado, this is Joshua signing off, and we'll see you on the next video.